All right, we're live.
Hey,
Woo!
Nice.
first time for me.
I've never done one of these before.
Of
I,
course,
I
neither
I-
do I.
I've been on Rachel's many times, um, but this is the first time I'm doing it. I've been wanting. Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Hey,
Woo!
Florian.
Hello together. Hello.
Love
Wow.
it. I see a theme there. Records, records, records. No records, no records.
This is one of those virtual backgrounds. It's not really there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Mine is here. Hong Kong,
Nice.
All
but
right,
it's
so let me
I'm
see
in
it.
the
How do
office.
you? Hang on. How do I do this? Star. You star something? Does it pop up? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. What's
Well,
happening, everyone? We're live.
No.
Yes, we
Amade-
are.
Amadeus is saying he's ready. Does that mean he's
Yeah.
coming in with video or
No, I think he's
YouTubing?
I think he's YouTubing. Does
Oh,
anyone? Let me see what this looks like.
that's
Like,
that's exactly what I was going to do.
let me see what this looks like. I don't think you can actually do it because the crosstalk is gonna mess things up.
I'm going to look on my
Yeah,
phone.
please don't. Please don't put on the audio of the YouTube stream.
Yeah.
I
No,
didn't
no.
think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we are. 15 people watching.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Why do I not see that on the thing? Anyway, there we go. Flaming Groove listens. All right. So we have Flaming Groove listens with Jason, with Amadeus, with Dennis.
Yes.
What's happening? Wow. First of all, Merry Christmas plus 4 days or 3 days, I guess. And here's to
Merry
2023.
Christmas.
Oh, my God. It's going to be a
Merry
great
Christmas.
year.
Yes.
Ooh, Simon joined. Vuk is here. I love it. Ragged Trousers finalist. Fantastic. Oh, he's from Essex.
There's nothing wrong with
Jason,
Essex.
Canada. I love it. Dude, there's more people here than I thought there would be. That's fantastic. I love it. What a community.
I'm just going to.
So what do you guys want to talk about? How to make pizza with the Stromtank powering the oven?
I'd like to talk about the cost of listening crisis.
Yes,
Yes.
go for it.
Wow. So, as a retailer of records,
Before we get started, let's do a quick round of intro for the folks that are tuning in, because I don't think many or most of the comments that I'm seeing of the folks are, hey, Nicole, Berkeley, California. Woo! I love it.
Wow.
What's that? Oh my gosh, we have my new BFF from Budapest. Hopefully, I'm not screwing up your name, buddy. Forgive me. Domonkos Siegfried. He's in Budapest, so we're gonna be BFFs. I can feel it. He actually just
nice.
joined, I think, yesterday.
Yeah.
On and he posted his awesome listening room with I think Magapans or Martin Logan's, one of the two.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, quick round of intro for you guys that are watching. Keep in mind, this is the very first stream we're doing. Absolutely delighted to see all the amazing people showing up in the chat room. I honestly thought it's gonna be a party of me and the four panelists here. Hey, wait a second. Wait a second. We have one more. All right,
Mm.
there he is.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey guys. Hi.
Marty,
Good to see you guys.
what's
Good to see you
up?
too.
I thought there, like I said, it was going to be like me and my two fingers watching this, but I guess there's people watching, which is awesome. Um, I figured we'd start a quick round of intro since you guys probably don't know each other than the five panelists we just had. We started a little early just to kind of figure out the technology end of this and if it would work and stuff. But let me pick randomly. Flo, why don't you go?
Oh, I should start. Okay.
Yes.
So, hello, my name is Florian. Maybe on Instagram you could have seen me as the Jazz Metal Audiophile. I'm a record collector and audiophile for now about 10 years and started collecting jazz about 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, and mainly focused on, that's all behind me, that's mostly metal, and on top is some jazz.
Very, very cool. Awesome. And he is on Discord. So, by the way, for all of those watching, the 6 of us here are regular contributors on the Discord Sonic Flare pages. And, if you're interested, feel free to join. The only thing that I kind of figured is the whenever I send someone the link to join Discord, I guess it only lasts for 5 days, which I have to keep reminding myself.
You don't have to. You can adjust this in the settings.
Perfect.
Actually.
Oh, really? Okay, good.
Yeah,
So
you
it stays
can make
on.
a forever link. Yeah.
Perfect. Good. I'll have to do that. Oh my gosh. Old and in the new way, Chris is here. I knew it. All right. Who's next? Craig.
Hello. So my name's Craig, and I own a record shop in the UK called Analog October Records. I met Danny purely by chance. I've been watching the SonicFlare channel for a while. It hadn't been up that long, but I just thought I like this guy. He's not trying to sell me anything, but he's given me some great ideas. So I reached out and said, "Hey, what's your T-shirt size?" Which is always a good opening gambit. And he was like, medium. So I sent him one of our T-shirts from the shop. And we got chatting, and I told him about the shop and our mission, because we only sell new vinyl, so no CDs, no pre-used vinyl. And we chat almost every other day. I send him a big box of records once a month, sometimes even more frequently. And it's just been great meeting him and swapping ideas, which is basically what the whole point of a record store is. It's no good going into a record shop and saying, "Listen to this, you'll love it." I get as much ideas about music from Danny as he does from me, and and that's how things are, and that's how we met.
One quick side note: Craig is given the popularity of all of the vinyl YouTube channels going into actually selling the records that they are reviewing. Craig is starting a new affiliation program for $500 a month. You can actually go and shop at his record store.
I like this idea.
If you don't pay him the $500, you can't shop at his store. I'm so sorry, guys. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, it's £500 for a box, and then we'll put a couple of free records in. It's brilliant. No, we're not doing that. We're doing something else. I'll get you later.
I just saw somebody posted something on, where the hell was it? I guess Mike from the In-Groove is now charging $15 a month to buy records on his store. Are you kidding me?
He's charging what, a subscription?
Yes, for used records, I think, or new records. I don't know. I forgot what the thing is. I don't know if this was a joke. Maybe you guys know this or not. I couldn't believe it. I literally could not believe it.
He needs to be careful, because 9 times out of 10, everything he says just explodes into mayhem.
No, I think it was a 10% discount on new LPs, and you get access to the pre-owned or something like that.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Very crazy. Mike is doing the Costco thing. There you go. It might be great. I'm going to be doing the Costco thing too. A new service. You pay me $1,000 a month, and I'll talk to you anytime you want, 24/7. Flo already subscribed. He's the first subscriber. And we're going to be talking
about... already regretting it. Danny's already regretting it.
That's right. Jan is thinking about it. But I'm probably going to give him too much shit, so he's probably not going to join.
I'll have to run it by Mary Claire first. She's the boss.
Yes, there you go. Hang on. Who wants to go next?
I am.
Go for it.
So, my name is Paul, Romanian, staying in Romania, IT guy for 15 years or so. Obsessed with music since I was a kid. I switched through different genres over the time, but in the last 3 years, I deeply understood that basically you need to switch to analog in order to get the full juicy content of each good record. So everything started like 3 years ago, of course, with the help of SonicFlare and the others in the community. And you know very well who you are because I commented pretty much everywhere, and I mostly a Dono in some places. So hi Rachel, hi Rob, and all the others. So everything that you see behind me is basically my monthly salary going there in that Galax, and that's it. I'm mostly a consumer and a fan of all of you guys in the YouTube vinyl community. Thanks.
Nice. Who's next?
I can go.
Jan,
Hello, my name is Jan. I'm from Germany. I'm living outside of Munich, very much in the countryside. I'm sitting here today in my office. We have a software update, so the guys downstairs are working very, very late tonight, probably till the morning to get everything done. So I don't have such a nice light than you have. It's more like I think if I look at my video, I think it looks more like a neon light here in my office. I'm probably one of the oldest of you here, but I'm probably one of the newest into music. I just got not into music, of course, music is all my life, but I got into, if you want to call it, high-end audio about a little bit over 2 years ago, when I simply had the time for it because of COVID. And then I decided to buy equipment and about this and that and so on. And I just then also got, of course, into vinyl, which is probably listening to it the best. I have also reel to reel, which is also great, I must say. But I quite often simply prefer vinyl and so on. So I just, as I said before, I collected a lot of records just sitting on the CD when we had the lockdown and we couldn't go anywhere. We ordered this and that record, and just looking at YouTube channels and just got recommendations and bought this and that. Analog productions, you buy from the United States, you buy this and that. But then now slowly I found also that old records are good, which I just then started to buy. And today I quite often only buy what I like. So I stopped just buying what is now what you must have, what is going to be a collector's item. I don't see buying records as a collection, as building value. I just buy it for myself.
Nice. Hey, that's the way to do it. You collect the stuff you like, and or you listen to the stuff you collect, I guess. Anyway,
You don't listen to enough of it because everybody tells you that you must watch the record, and that takes 10 minutes per record. And when you have 10 records, it quite often goes on your nerves. Normally, I just should put it on the turntable.
That's true. Although my wife always seems to say that, Danny, there's not possibly enough time in your life left to listen to all the records you have.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's probably true.
Yeah. So, all right, who's next?
I'll go.
Well, I guess that's you. Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one left, right? Yeah.
Go for it.
So, my name is Saurabh. I'm originally from India, been in the US for close to 18 years, more than 18 years. First 3 years in New York State and the last 15 years in SoCal. And I'll tell you about my name, Tugga. So this is my childhood hero. His name is Steve Waugh. He's an Australian. And so his teammates used to call him Tug of War, like tug of war. So his nickname was Tugga. So that's where that Tugga comes from. And then with regard to vinyl, I guess I started my journey. I'm a pandemic baby. So I started like 2020, started collecting, had some spare cash because the kids didn't need to go to daycare. So this was the best use for that, right? Now I try to find excuses to keep them home so I can spend more on vinyl. But
I love it how that works out.
Yeah, I started building up a collection, and I've been telling my wife I have 200 records, but I counted I think last month I have more than 400. So that's not bad for the last 2 years. Like Paul said, everything goes into the records, any disposable income and non-disposable income. So hopefully keep building this up. Try to collect jazz, some alternative stuff, and we'll see how this goes. Ironically, I would say compared to when I was just streaming, my taste in different genres has expanded radically after starting listening to vinyl. You would think that streaming with all the suggestions and recommendations, bounce around different genres, but it's been so much better and so much wider with vinyl. So I love this hobby. So it's good to be here.
Awesome. Hey, and you're in a great place, man. SoCal. I can't think of a better place to start collecting records than in SoCal. I mean,
Yeah, the only problem is where I am, there aren't too many used record stores. I think
where are you again?
I'm in Laguna Niguel in South Orange
Laguna
County.
Niguel. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laguna Niguel. Huh. Newport has a bunch of record stores.
Yeah, there's quite a few record stores, just not that many used record stores. I mean, I see what Rob ends up buying, and I'm like, where is this stuff? I don't see that anywhere around me.
You should go to the either the Pasadena, probably not the Pasadena so much, but the Burbank. I mean the swap meet every third Sunday in Buena Park.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think Rob mentioned that once. Yeah.
Yes,
I should do that.
it's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
cool. I've
There's
been going for 20 years. It's fantastic.
there's a great record store. I know it's a little bit of a ways from where you are, but if ever you're in Burbank, there's a place called Atomic Records, which is all second hand, and there's a great jazz collection there. Great.
Okay, I should try that out. Yeah. Yeah, but I have like one 11-year-old and one 6-year-old. So if I spend any more time on the records than on them, then I think my wife will probably throw me out of the house. So I should be careful.
I have to say, I am so not worthy of all the people that are tuning in. I mean, you guys are absolutely nuts, man. There's 82 people watching. I can't believe it. Literally. It's like what started off as me goofing around and showing off some records and some hi-fi turned into this nice little side hobby. And I'm so glad to get back into things. And once everything's set up, my office, which is Studio B, is going to be basically, I don't know, I'm going to have like all kinds of stuff in here, but mostly it's going to be like my office setup. I hope to have that done in probably about, I don't know, a week, I'm guessing. So we'll see.
But you did have some speakers set up during the week, though, Danny.
I did. Sing Cell Alpha. Hey, how do I put a picture in here? How do I put a picture up in here? Hang on. Wait a minute. Does anyone know how to put a picture up? I guess it's not important. Banners? Anyway.
Präsentieren. Präsentieren.
The present button.
Oh, present at the bottom.
Yeah. Hang on. How do I... Shit.
And then you can share it. You can share.
Slides. I don't have any slides. Hang on. The problem is... Hang on. It's too complicated. Anyway, let's look at questions. Hey, somebody had a question. Hummingbird ultrasonic cleaner.
Ooh.
A lot of people have been asking me about that because it's inexpensive and it's ultrasonic and therefore it must be great. Does anyone have any experience with it?
I don't. I am very biased towards the degritter, but it is twice the price. The reviews that I've seen, there was one from a guy called Mike who's got a channel called Vinyl Attack, and he had quite a few problems with it. And I think the last video that he put up about it, they sent him the parts to retrofit, rather than him send the unit back and then them fix it or send him a new one. they sent him the new boards. So that's the last I've heard, but he's had nothing but problems with it. I think the ultrasonic is on the Hummingbird. I may be wrong, but I don't think it's the same frequency. And I haven't seen anyone do a back-to-back comparison of the two. Maybe when we actually get our stock, I might try and do a back-to-back, get a Hummingbird in as well. But
So the one thing that I know, so my journey with ultrasonic record cleaners started with the first big machine, which was the Audio Desk from Germany, and everybody was going nuts over it. It was awesome, this, that, and the other. I had it for a couple of years. Unfortunately, the damn thing broke down on me regularly. By the third time, I had enough of it. This is in a time span of about 2 years, so it was within the warranty period. And I finally said, screw it. I'm not interested in supporting this thing. So I switched to the KL Audio, and that was dramatically better, not only in performance but also in reliability from the Audio Desk. Of course, it was also a lot more expensive. I sold my KL just before I left, and I'm in line to get a degritter. And the guy that I trust the most, Steve Evans from Perfect Vinyl Forever. We did an episode with him. If you guys go through the channel, you'll see it probably about a year ago or so. He's got a professional vinyl cleaning and record service setup going in his basement, with tons of capital invested in it. I mean, it's not a fly-by-night operation. At any event, he told me that the degritter, based on the frequency and the actual process of how it cleans the records, is apparently the best on the market, and very close to what he's doing. Now, the only caveat is, of course, him being the perfectionist, he recommends that you actually get 2 degritters, one for cleaning and one for rinsing and washing. Be that as it may.
well, there's also the fact that with the degritter, and someone's just pointed out in the chat that the Hummingbird's £400, and of course the degritter isn't. But the ultrasonic plates in the degritter, they're consumable parts, so they don't last forever. So eventually you will have to get those replaced as well. And I think I'm up to about 1,000 cycles at the moment on my unit, which I read somewhere is getting to the point where they might need replacing. So that's also something to take into consideration. They're not built to last forever.
Yeah.
Didn't Mazzy get a Humming Guru yesterday? He made a video on it, I think.
Who did?
Mazzy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yesterday? No kidding. I haven't seen it. I got to check it out.
Well,
I love this comment. The only problem with the Humming Guru is it's way too cheap. I mean, we must be in high-end audio territory.
Well, the other, if you look at that price point of the Hummingbird, it works out pretty much the same price point as the Project VCS, the vacuum cleaner thing. So, and I used to have one of those, and it was great. It was definitely a step up from the Spin Care bath. So I would imagine that the ultrasonic clean compared to the VCS is going to be better at that price point anyway.
I have not tried the Kermas, Nick. I have an aversion. If you watch my PVF video, anytime I see a high-end audio guy wearing a white lab coat, I run. It's just a thing. I mean, I don't know. Lab coats and high-end audio, it's like whatever. So I'm not familiar with the Kermas, but the Kale Audio I am. I mean, that thing has been, I've had it for 5 years and not a single issue with it. Someone else posted a comment that they had the Audio Desk for, I guess, 4 years, and they haven't had issues with it. I guess you must be one of the lucky ones. I know a lot of people that have had issues with the Audio Desk. And then, of course, Chatty Cakes picked up KL Audio, and he's doing it. way too expensive. I think he's asking like $5,000 for it, which
5, 6, yeah.
yeah. My Miele washing machine wasn't $5,000, so sorry, I'm not gonna spend $5,000 on a KL Audio dishwasher.
You know, I've got customers that rinse their records under the kitchen tap.
Yes,
You know,
95 people watching. I can't believe this. I'm just like a little kid. Sorry, guys. I'm just, I love it. Freaking crazy. You guys are amazing.
A friend of mine also
too
had
funny.
the audio quest, and he had to change it to the newer version. And since then, his version is running okay. Before that, the same as you, Danny, he had only issues, and he could not give it back. He just had to buy a new one, which is not nice. I have a Leva Twin, which is the same than the clear audio on both sides. It's not as sexy as a degritter and not that good looking, but it works very well, particularly when you have a dirty record. So I think, Paul, you had some issues cleaning an electrorecording record, and maybe with a normal washing process, you would have
No, actually,
gotten a better result.
it was a bit different. In fact, I also played with the VTA on my setup, so I think I managed to get back the noise floor to get rid of it. What I would like to add, because I see music in the house here, talking about the degritter and the firmware upgrade. I would like to say that I have the Mark II degritter. Extremely excited with it. I did an experiment, and of course, I bragged on the Facebook groups about being the happy owner, and I started some sort of chats between what is the best option, what is the best vinyl cleaning machine, and so on. And indeed, most of the discussions pointed to the degritter side, which I'm happy because it costed a lot of money, to be honest, and I expected the most of it. I could not have the opportunity to compare it with something else, not even a VCS alu cleaning machine from Project, because I wanted to buy one, to be honest. I wanted to try one, but I ended up with the Degritter Mark II, and I'm extremely happy with it. I cannot say much. It's only 40 cleans or 50, I think, that I did, but so far so good. It's looking very, very shiny and very silent. The noise floor went down after the VTA got set up right, in my case.
Yeah, after
I
Paul got
remember-
his. So I
Sorry?
was saying after Paul got his, and he sent videos of him cleaning the records, I got inspired and I cleaned 36 records on my VCS.
Right. Right.
I remember when the the degritter first came out. I had no idea what to expect of it, and then my buddy Wes Katz here at Common Wave Audio in LA picked up the line. This is a couple of years ago, and he loved it right from the get go. And yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how it compares to the KL. I tell you one thing. What I think, regardless of which, I don't know if this is a true thing to say or not. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think getting an ultrasonic cleaner is probably better than getting a regular disc washer. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yes? No? Maybe?
it's it's definitely changed the way I buy second hand on Discogs. I feel less inclined to go for the near mint if there's a big price difference. I'm quite happy to take a risk on a VG. Unless it's something that I really, really must have mint, because I know that once I put it through the degritter, well, when I bought the degritter, I also bought the Orb record flattener as well. So it's changed how I shop on Discogs for sure.
Nice.
All I know is that so the setup that I have is basically, now that I'm in Budapest, Steve Evans from PVF is essentially my curator of all things vinyl. So all the records that I buy in the U.S. go to him. He opens them up, cleans them up, and every like 2 months or so he'll send me a box, kind of like what Craig does from the UK. Long story short, I picked up, this was really impressive. I picked up a VG copy of Thembi, Ferrio Sanders. I think literally the week before he passed away, before prices went through the roof. And it was hard to get a clean copy of that title anyway. So I picked up, it was like 65 bucks on eBay. And I sent it over to Steve. Steve got it. He did a needle drop, and it was pretty darn noisy. So he's got this new process where he does a pre-soak for I think like 2 hours. In other cases, he does it for like 4 hours, but it's some kind of a new concoction he's developed. Long story short, after he cleaned it, so he pre-soaked it, he cleaned it, he did another needle drop. It went from a VG plus record to literally like mint minus, borderline mint. So anyway, I'm a big believer in the ultrasonic cleaning process. I think it's absolutely the way to go. And anyway, I'm sure there's going to be many more coming on board as people are realizing, hey, there's money to be made in high-end audio. Let me charge $20,000. Actually, I'm shocked that we don't have an ultrasonic cleaner for $20,000. What's wrong with you people? Who's going to create the first ultrasonic cleaner for 20 grand? Come on.
Probably it's coming.
I'm sure it is. Let's do it. What's wrong with high-end audio? High-end audio.
Well, in the defense of the Mighty Gritter, I cleaned the No G of Yes. I think it was Tales of the Topographic Oceans. It was quite dirty, but not much. Now it's pristine. I mean, it's like new. It's only the jacket that triggers the vintage aspect of it, but otherwise it's completely mint. So yes, what Craig said, VG Plus may do the trick with the good cleaning machine.
Yeah, and you can make considerable saving between VG and near mint.
Yeah.
Yes. True story.
If it's graded properly.
Yes.
Sometimes the V.
All right. So folks in the audience, ask your questions, or I guess questions have been running concurrently. I know that Jan brought two of his favorite records. Show them now.
Okay. Not the best. Oh, sorry.
Can't wait to see.
Probably not the
I
best,
can't wait to
but
see what the stream is going to cost me.
But it's not like the top 10 stuff coming up. But I just thought about this in top, not the best, only my taste, the ones I did listen most and I was most pleased to buy. I was really happy to get this box set. It's not the most expensive box set, but I was really pleased and I like that. Classic Records.
Ooh. Danny, can we get the full picture?
Yes. Hang on. How do I do that? No, not me. Who's this guy?
Living stereo. It's the classic.
Shit.
Oh, you killed him.
No.
Oh, wait. There we go. Solo layout. There it is.
Wow. I have so much problems here with life. This is what I really.
I'm sorry, Jan. What is the title again?
There's a lot of great stuff inside. And,
Jan, what was the title again? I'm sorry, I missed it.
No, you can see. I think
Living
that's it.
stereo connection.
I have problems with light here, as you can see. Yeah.
Nice.
Look
at that.
This was not actually, if you looked at the price and by a record, it was not that expensive.
Yeah.
I got it from Italy, and there's a lot of great stuff inside. All living stereo. I like the classic record stuff. I know it will come up one day from Analog Productions, but never again from classic records. So I'm pretty pleased to get that. And the other one I listened a lot to, and then it's not the, probably also not the best, and this is new one, so it's try to find it. Is, one second. Is this just the, oh, it's missed here. I can tell you, it's Vivaldi, the Four Seasons from Chasing the Dragon. This is really something which I enjoy a lot. I also have this. I also have the normal. I also have this version where everybody is keen about.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
Yes.
This,
Very
for whatever reason, I prefer the Crazy the Dragon version.
That's a
And
good
this
one.
is the stuff I did listen most.
Yeah.
For at least the last 3 months, a lot of classics just basically down probably to my mood. A lot of stress at work, so I need something to relax, and that's why I do
Nice.
that. And kind of some jazz, of course, but not so much free jazz.
Nice. Who wants to go next?
I'm
What'd you guys get?
I'm going to have a little pick. I didn't realise we were choosing records, so
Well, I guess we are.
yeah, save me till last.
Easy pick.
No pressure. Ooh, Jethro Tull. Nice.
Easy pick. Totally easy pick. It's extremely well done. Chad, really make more of it. I don't know why we keep having the reverb.
I don't know. Why do we have this?
This is one of them. What I got
Does somebody have YouTube running in the background?
Somebody has a problem with the mic.
I think
Maybe somebody has a YouTube video on.
Yeah, there we go. Craig, thanks, Craig.
this showed up today a bit late. I'm anxious to listen to it. I think it's, as they call it, extremely well made, but I have suspicions that the record might not be as clean as I would expect. I'll let you know. This is one of the things that I wanted to really listen based on the reviews and the YouTube meeting that Blue Note had with several artists few days ago, I think. And yes, I got this from a local friend of mine. We met some time ago, and I bought this Music Matters Jazz. Is my first one. It's the SRX version, and it sounded very, very well compared to the classic version from Blue Note that I had. This is one of the things that people should go hunt continuously. I just started, and the last thing that I bought it for comparison is the classic records, the ERC, sorry, the ERC version of it, because I had also the box from Chad. Thanks, Chad. Many thanks for the box behind me. This is indeed a very nice version. I think the noise floor is still a bit there. It's not really vanishing after the multiple washes that I've done with the Glitter MK2. Probably I will try to dig a bit more in the grooves. I don't know exactly. So this would be my highlights. Of course, I have many others in the backlog. I have the UHQRs that lately showed up on the scene, and I have serious expectations from them. I think Chad will never disappoint us. I just hope that he will deliver quicker.
Oh, did you get the electric recording as a used one?
Sorry, say again.
Did you get it?
Uh,
Did you get this from Discogs as a used version, or because it's hard? It's very difficult to get the electric recording stuff.
Yeah, it was a used version from a friend of mine here. I bought it with the SRX. Yes, he had them both. Yes. Yeah. Anyone else? If you want to show up, come on. The peanut gallery is live. You only leave one.
This was the Vivaldi I was talking about.
Which one is this?
I really like.
Hang on, Jan.
Some
Wait.
people have a different view on it. This is my camera. I think if you show it like it. I have problems with my light, but you can see it like
That looks nice. What label is that on?
Chasing the Dragon. Some people have a different view on it, but I think it really, I think it's still available. I think it sounds really nice. Really nice. Particularly when you have a Japanese pickup.
Yeah, nice. Slick.
I didn't know we were doing the. Oh, you want to go, Danny?
Go.
No, I didn't know we were doing the records. Otherwise, I would have brought out some.
I didn't either until Jan texted that he had 2 records to show. So, hey, this is how it goes. We're living by the seat of the pants here.
I would have got Mingus because Mingus to me is cool.
I want to show some records.
But I said I would have brought some Mingus.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is my 10 favorite records of the year or something, or like box sets, and everybody loves Chet Chasm. and we are so pleased that he sells us the stuff for 900 euros. Once you have the which I also have, yeah. I think it's a business behind, huh? And that you can be happy that we buy his stuff.
Guys, apart from Chad's,
Hey, Craig, you're getting called out. Mute your shit over there.
I'm done. Sorry. Don't mean to. I'm done. I'm settled down. I'm sorry, especially to music and movies and Bagheera, who clearly.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm not moving.
Can I do a shout out for a record that I truly love? It's one of my brother's recommendation, and I really stick to to keep recommending it to other people.
Oh, yes, Steve
It's
Gadd.
quite new. It showed up in September on Amazon, I think. I listened to it 4 times already. It's greatly done. The sound is also very good on Tidal as well, but the record does not disappoint. It's well made. It's well made for sure. The label it's Leopard. I don't know exactly if it tells anything to anyone, but the record is carefully done and the recordings are very, very well done. It's a nice jazz album, having Steve Gadd in the middle, in between the speakers, fully covering the space, and with a very, very good, nice sound drumming. Must have, I tell you. And it's cheap as well. Double LP.
It's a German recording.
Yes. Very good.
WDR, Westdeutscher Rundfunk.
Yes.
Natürlich ist es eine deutsche Aufnahme. Was soll es sonst sein?
Ja, wollte ich nur mal sagen.
Quick question: am I still rustling, or am I now quite quiet?
You're cool.
Okay, I got
Craig, Craig, don't you have some kind of a pre announcement to make for the team here and the community?
Yes, I buy CDs. No, no, I will mention it, but I can't go into too many specifics. A couple of my customers are on this chat thing, so they probably will be hearing about it with everyone else. But I want to show you some records.
Please.
I want to show you the very first record I was ever given as a kid that I still have. Right
Yeah.
I heard
now,
UHQ is coming.
well, I don't need one because it was beaten into me at a very young age how to look after records. So this is pretty minty, but I've never gotten rid of a record. I've never sold a record. I've never swapped a record. I've never lost track of a record. So, so that's a sentimental record that was given to me by my mum. The other record is somehow I've managed to get through life without listening to it. And a customer came into the shop. He was looking for a new pressing of this record because he said his original pressing was really dirty and crackly. And I said, well, you know, I've got a ultrasonic cleaner and a flattener. Why don't I clean it up for you? So he brought it in. I took it home. I cleaned it up. I've never listened to this record before. I don't know how, but
Hang on. Wait a minute. Wait. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom waits. Yeah.
yeah. So I listened to it after I cleaned it. Wow, loved it. But I got to give it back to him tomorrow. So right, next one. Not everyone's cup of tea, but it's from one of my favourite UK jazz labels, a company called Gearbox, who I'm very good friends with. And this came out, I think it was towards the end of last year. And the only way I can describe it is it's a soundtrack to a film that doesn't exist. And it's a mixture of jazz, poetry, a little bit of hip hop. I won't lie, it's a challenging listen at first, The Killing of Eugene Pepys, but I found, and some of my customers have found out as well, that you get to the end and you just want to hear it again because now you kind of know what you're listening to, and it's a very rewarding experience.
Nice.
Now, going back to conversations that Danny and I have, and going back to the we're not there yet. The whole thing about being a record shop shouldn't impart opinion or taste. It's a two-way conversation. So you make recommendations, but your customers also will recommend stuff to you as well. And this was a recommendation actually from Danny on his channel. I ended up getting all three. You have to have this in your collection if you like jazz.
Yes.
This is. Oh my God! What an amazing pressing, and the musicianship is just second to none. I think Wallenbink still have stock of all three. It's a bit cliched now to show this, but I have to show it because I've bought this record on every format possible: cassette, tape, vinyl, mini disc. I think I've got it on. Mobile Fidelity, the Sony reissues, but this just knocked it out the park for me late last year. This is the 33. I don't have the 45. We had them in stock, but I had to let them all go. I didn't see the point of having both copies myself, but that's a very rewarding vinyl. My first Miles Davis album.
Nice.
Absolutely fantastic. This was reissued this year, and by a label called Get On Down. They did a massive reissue of Miles Davis's catalogue from the 80s, just before he left to go to Warner Brothers. I ordered about 30 of You're Under Arrest, The Man with the Horn, We Want Miles, and something else. I sent them all back. They were the worst pressings I've ever heard. So my original was fantastic. Another great album. Sorry, there's a theme, but just I never tire of it. I know it wasn't received brilliantly when it was released. Everyone thought it was a bit too electronic. I think it's aged very well. And then British jazz. This might split the room. I don't.
Idea to do that record album cover from. Anyway,
This is what I consider to be the ground zero of the current British jazz movement, and it's from 1986. And Courtney was, I think he was 21 or 22 when he recorded this. Great album. Never get tired of it. So that's my selection.
very cool.
What was the first one you selected with the German name? Craig, can you show it once more?
Oh yeah. So
Yes. 1 minute.
well, Danny pronounces it better than I would, but it's Eric Kleinschuster.
Erich Kleinschuster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's 3 volumes.
Rundfunkfernsehen.
Yeah, but the chap that puts these out through Wallenbink, he's only just up the road from me, Frank Parry, and these are great. I mean, these and Gearbox are, some of the best presses that are coming out of the UK, in my opinion.
Right. Thanks
Which may not be everybody's opinion, but it's mine.
hopefully he's not Austrian.
Danny knows more about Eric Kleinschuster than I do. I just like the music.
Don't know a thing about him. Other than, hey, I have to say Wallenbink, what's his first name? I think it's Paul. Is it Paul? I think it's Paul.
Who?
Wallenbink.
Frank Parry.
Frank, that's right, Frank. I think the first record he released was Duke Pearson. It came out like maybe 4 years ago, which is how I found out about him. And I remember getting a copy of it. I loved it. And then he did those MPS 7-inch 45 RPMs that are absolutely phenomenal. I don't know if they're still in stock or not. If you go to the Wallenbink website, and if you're interested in MPS releases, which I don't know why you wouldn't be if you're a jazz fan, and if they're still available, it's like a must-have. They're not that expensive. They're all done AAA, all analog. They're pressed at Palace on 7-inch 45s. I got to tell you, absolutely smashing job of what he did with those MPS titles, and they really sound freaking phenomenal. And I immediately emailed him, and I was like, dude, kudos for doing something a little different out of the box than what everyone else is doing. So anyway, he seems to be like one of those reissue guys that does like a title a year or so, thereabouts. I know that these 3 came out succinctly like earlier this year, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, in the spring.
Yeah, in the spring. Yeah, so I'm curious to see what he's coming up with next. But good stuff.
Well, he's a one-man operation, and the whole process is just when you get into it. The whole process of getting something reissued it's staggering. I don't know how Chad can be so prolific with his output, because just trying to get one out the door is a task.
Yeah. Well, he's got 150 people working for him, so that makes it a little easier, I think.
Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Flo, what's on your list? What did you get lately? Did you get anything?
Me?
Yes.
Well, it was
Paul
Delvin Jones. Delvin
Florida.
Jones I got, and I got this one showed up today. I don't know if it's
nice.
Yes. I'm very, very curious about the sound of it. And also Benny. This one,
Yes.
I have high hopes about it as well. Again, I'm mostly into jazz, starting with vinyl, because in the past, of course, I had mixed albums to listen to, but with vinyl, I think jazz is the safest way to stay in the good side of
That's
sound.
a cool record.
Yes, this one sounded surprisingly well to me. I really liked it. For some reason, Jazz Dispensary really brings very good records that are surprisingly good and totally unknown to me, at least. So these are
That's Danny's thing right there, right? Danny, that kind of music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. I love that stuff.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I just got my VMP as well.
Ooh.
Just
Let's see
delivered.
Hang on. Wait a minute. Here we go. VMP.
So this is the blonde on blonde on blonde.
That's all analog. Cut by what's his name?
Ryan T. Smith, right?
Yes. Fantastic. Have you heard it?
Not yet. I just got them like 2 minutes before the stream. So that's why I unboxed on the stream.
You could, of course, try listening to the Mobile Fidelity Ultra Disc one step, which is also all analog, I heard.
So with that one, so do you remember there was the mono box available last year?
Yes.
And I was about to pull the trigger on that one, and just then the MoFi blonde on blonde became available, about the same amount of money, and I said I need to buy one or the other. I ended up going MoFi instead of the mono box, and now it's gone. So sometimes
it's gonna come out as colored vinyl, like it's gonna come out as colored vinyl, like the Rolling Stones.
And I got Dreams. I have this one already. I have this one already.
Yes,
I have this one already, but it's on some white vinyl. This one seems to be AAA, so I thought I'll just take a chance. I got it in
fantastic.
The sale.
It's really good.
Yeah,
it came out a while ago. It's really, really good.
Yeah, good.
Anything Gabor Shabo is good, but that's a rare record.
Yep.
I have something to show.
I must say, for us Europeans, Vinyl Please is really a good choice. I ordered from them this classic record, nonsense, the Christmas record which came out, and the shipping is on a normal level. When I buy something from Analog Productions or Music Direct, then it's first I think $50 or maybe it's now $60, and I say okay, better take 3 records, and then they want $80 shipping. So
been trying to sell Paul on that for a bit.
Really realistic.
Doesn't bite
regarding shipping prices.
So this is on my list until New Year's Eve. I want to open it, crack it open, and see exactly how the sound is, because everybody was extremely joyful about having it. This is the next one that I have in pipe.
Nice.
And I really have fears about opening this one because I have it for some time now.
That's phenomenal.
Yes, I hope so. I hope I don't have any nasty surprise inside, but still I'm extremely anxious about hearing it, because I had only good words about it. Even the seller told me, take it, listen to it, and if you don't like it, you bring it back. But I highly doubt that I should bring it back. This is the one to go to just before New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve will be about Nat King Cole and his other records that I have in pipe. It's a huge backlog.
If you don't like it, Paul, I take it.
Yeah.
Is that out of print now? Is that out of print?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been out of print for a while. I'm willing to bet at some point he's going to reissue it. But prices have been going up to the stratosphere on that. Let me tell you something. That title was cut from the original 3-track tapes, mixed down to stereo. They went to Capitol Studios, to the original reverb chamber where they recorded this first time around, and because it's a compilation, so it's over I think 60 to 64 or something like that. And it's freaking phenomenal. I mean, it is absolutely one of those must-have 45 RPM records that, you're going to have it for the rest of your life. It's absolutely killer. You're going to love it.
Yay. I cannot wait to
It's
yes.
killer.
Thank you very much.
Dude, I just missed it last year. I mean, Danny came to me and said, get it. But days before he recommended it to me, I just got a complete Nat King Cole collection. Someone put up 80 reissues up on eBay for 25 records, and I paid $80 for it.
Oh, yeah.
And they were all mint.
Wow. That's incredible.
That's really incredible. I mean, they are 80 represses, not worth too much, but they sound good. They sound quite good. Yeah. Not as good, of course, as the Analog Production, all analog, fancy schmancy, whatever, but they get close, pretty close.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's almost unfair to compare going back to an original 3-track tape and some kind of a stereo master from, who knows where. It's apples and oranges almost, right? Yeah. I mean, the 3-track tapes mixed down to stereo are going to give you, a hell of a lot better performance than anything else you can find on a tape elsewhere. So, but yeah, hey, that's awesome, man. How much did you pay for those?
$80.
Wow. That's crazy. Love it.
25 records.
Yeah. Ooh. Wow. My Hungarian BFF just educated me that Szabo is pronounced Sabo. See, I didn't know that. You figure that after 8 months of living in Budapest, I'd pick up a thing. Köszönöm, Szívesen, Igen, Nem. What else do I know? A bunch of words. I mean, it's kind of comical me going to a store, getting something when I don't speak the language. Anyway, let's change the subject.
Very quickly, has anybody actually listened to their UHQR Steely Dan's yet?
I didn't yet.
No.
I have it here, and the other one is on the way.
We had a couple in stock, but they just got ripped out of my hands by our customers, so I didn't even get a chance to buy one for myself, and now they're out of stock.
I'm so happy Chad is doing those. That means I can save my money on 7 releases, because I'm not ordering those.
I said the same, but I changed my mind once I started with Donald Fagen, to be honest. So everything changed. Really beautiful music. I highly recommend it.
Yeah,
It's not-
which
Yes,
which
$500. He writes. That's correct. I just also looked it up. Nate King Cole story.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
$500.
yeah.
I kind of getting regrets on that.
Only three.
No, you
events.
shouldn't, because you will get to have your vacation this year. I don't.
Did you Paul, did you
But it
order?
was like last year. It was, what was it, 80 or 90 bucks?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was, I think it was $100 because I paid, what did I pay for mine? I paid like 125, I think, when it came out.
Yeah.
Was it 125? I forgot. It was a while ago. I mean, gosh, that's been out, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years, maybe more. Yeah. But look,
days
I'm
are-
sure that Chad is going to repress that at some point. Guarantee you.
All right, gents. It's 10. It's coming up to 10 a.m. here, and I have a work call to attend to, so I will be logging off.
Toga,
Thank you for
thank
doing
you
this,
so
Danny.
much.
This was fun. It was good to see all of you for the first time.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
All right, and
Thanks for the chat,
well,
man.
you got a pretty big peanut gallery as well, so that's great.
I know.
All right.
Crazy. Thanks for joining, man. See you,
All right.
buddy.
See ya.
Ciao.
See ya, bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Oh, Porter joined. Porter joined. Porter wants to be on camera. Oh, Porter. Hi, Stinker. Hi. Uh-oh. I'm getting clobbered here. All right, calm down.
I
Okay,
just
that was
wanna-
it.
Just looking at the comments, there's a young lady in the comments called Hayley Tompkins, who is the girlfriend of one of our customers, who is absolutely rubbing it in my face that Luke has listened to his Steely Dan UHQR and sounds amazing. Thanks, Hayley. You're banned.
Nice.
I really wanted it.
Crazy. Crazy. What else do you guys want to talk about?
How are you guys coping with the sudden increases in prices? Because as a shop owner, we got hit with a barrage of emails from the major labels about them hiking up their supply prices. And
Really?
oh my goodness, some of the prices that went up at Warner Brothers were ridiculous.
Wow.
Some of the like legacy catalog stuff that would have normally come in and then had a retail price of 25 quid was now suddenly 45 quid, 50 quid on some of them. And it's just like, well, what do we do? Fortunately, our wholesalers, which are normally a couple of pound more expensive, when we go to the wholesalers, if the labels don't have any, they had bought up a load of stock at the original price. So we managed to keep going with the wholesaler whilst the stocks were available. But we've tried to keep the increase as far away from our customers as possible. So everyone comments that our prices are still very keen, but it's just going up and up and up. And it's hard to justify some of the prices on stuff that's coming in.
A lot of things are going up, Craig.
Yeah, well, everything. Cost of
Everything
living.
goes up. Look at audio equipment. We see already silly prices. If we talk about what we invest first we need a record player, an amplifier, some speakers. That's the first invest. Otherwise, we don't need any vinyl because we cannot listen to it.
Yeah.
That is already crazy expensive. The sky is the limit.
Well, some of the box sets I think are actually aiming beyond the sky. The Guns N' Roses box set was just astronomically priced, and I mean it's a beautiful job. But the Blondie box set that was one of our big sellers, but very expensive for the deluxe box set. And
I did read an article about it that with those price and explosion that they the young people who just got into it might just go away again if they have to spend for a simple record, which is not super duper audiophile, 30 euros or up to 40.
Well, that would be a real shame, because when we opened the shop 6 years ago, you could literally just walk in and it would be middle-aged people, middle-aged men, middle-aged women, and that was our catchment area. And 6 years later, we now have kids coming in, 8, 9, 10-year-olds. It's cross-generational, because I think what happened also was that during the pandemic, a lot of people rediscovered their records in the loft, brought them down from the attic, cleaned them, got the record player working, and then suddenly they're loving their vinyl. So we noticed that, and I would hate to see the labels outprice themselves out of the market. It's manageable at the moment, but if they do what they did to us last January, to every independent retail record shop in the UK, if they do that again this year, that would be quite significant, I think, for a lot of shops.
Craig, to Leland's point, have you heard of anything crazy cool coming out for next year? Is there anything in the queue or anything that that you can share that you know of or are aware of?
Well, I think most of the exciting new releases, I think that's all in the public domain, really. I mean, everyone kind of knows what's coming up. We've got some exciting news. Is that what you're leading towards, Daniel?
Sort of, kind of.
Sort of, kind of. This is probably where Luke and Haley are now going to spit out whatever they're drinking, because they're going to be hearing about this for the first time. I always said that I'm going to run the shop for 5 years, and then we're going to have a phase 2 after the 5th year, going into year 6. So I've been very busy this last year dealing with the major labels, getting some licenses, dealing with Gearbox, who will be doing our mastering and cutting our plates, our lacquers. I'm launching a audiophile jazz reissue label, and nice. Danny knows some stuff, and when I told him one of the titles, he literally lost his mind.
I'm still looking for it.
Yeah, it's a really interesting process, because, and I think actually you'll probably find, as record buyers, I think you'll probably find this may become more common practice as we move into the next decade, because basically when an independent retailer like myself approaches one of the majors and asks for get a license application, I'm assuming all the risk. They're not assuming any of the risk now, so they can actually exploit their catalogue without actually shouldering any of the risk themselves. And it's going to take people like myself and other smaller labels who can sort of zero in on a particular title that they really want to reissue. And in our case, we've got 4 or 5 on the go. And I'm quite happy to take that risk, because I know that there's a market for these particular titles out there. But the whole process of licensing, that is an absolute eye-opener, because there's plenty of videos on YouTube about, open up your own record label, for artists that you have on your roster, or your own, publish your own stuff. But for actual going to the big studios and saying, hey, this title that came out in 1967, I'd like to do a deluxe audiophile pressing of it. It's a very long, convoluted process. Very long.
I was going to ask you, what in your journey so far, what would you say? Because this is always fascinating to me. I mean, even though, it's to your point, becoming more and more mainstream, and, with all the YouTube channels that are out there covering this stuff, more and more people know about the process of what goes on behind the scenes. But fact and point, from your perspective, what has been the craziest thing that you encountered in this process of setting up a reissue label?
There was one particular title that was recently released by a label in the US, and I'd seen it advertised at various different retailers as saying from the original analog master tapes. And I queried this with the label, with Universal, who own Decca, Island, or everyone. And they were like, nah, that's a bootleg. And so I listened to it again, and I did an A/B comparison between the vinyl and the CD, and the vinyl has exactly the same audible artifacts as the CD. And I was like, no, we got to do this properly. If we can get hold of the best source material, we need to hit this with everything we got, because it's a massive title. And yeah, I was just absolutely flabbergasted. I kind of guessed that it might have been a bootleg because there was no licensing information anywhere on the record or on the label at all. But it was being advertised at reputable retailers as from the analog master tapes. So that was an eye opener. Check the small print basically if you're buying stuff. But I was very honest. I've been thinking about this for a while. I kind of started getting into it early last year, and I just said to Universal and Sony and Warner's, I just said, look, I've never done this before, but everything's in place. The mastering, the pressing plant. I've got.
Can you share anything about the mastering? Like who do you have eyed for it, or is that too close for?
No. I'm only too proud. So we have a very good relationship. We have a very good relationship with Gearbox Records, who have this amazing all analog pipeline. If anyone's bought any of their titles, they'll know the quality of their pressings. Their mainstream pressings are pressed at Optimal. Their Japanese pressings are pressed at, was it Tohu in Japan? I think. But they are, so I've been up there now. We've had a couple of meetings. We've talked about, what do we do if there's no analog tape available, which is always a risk. They're in North London, just a stone's throw away from pretty much all of the major labels. And I just thought, right, if you're going to do it, I don't want to do this half-baked. I don't want to do it for the sake of doing it and just get a title out. If you're going to do it, you've got to give it absolutely every shot. We had some very good news last week. With a couple of high-end brands. I have been Moses' Journey to the Mountain Forever from Gearbox. Sounds great. It does sound great, Jazz Burns Mike.
Yeah.
It's so two brands that we wanted to roll in as creative partners with regards to how we evaluate test pressings. It's a little bit too soon to announce them. I know one of them is here. But we got some amazing feedback from them, because I've been to pressing plants and seen the most awful setups evaluating test presses, and I'm like, I know you have to evaluate a pressing at both ends of the spectrum, but there was no spectrum on this particular setup that I saw. It was just awful. So we're actually going to roll in some pretty high end stuff as we evaluate test pressings and also random pullouts from the stock to make sure that everything that was on those tapes makes
so
it ready.
I actually just went to the Gearbox website to see if I can link it.
Yeah.
And if I do, I'm going to have to restart my Chrome. So I'm not going to do it, which is what the StreamYard is running off of. But anyway, it looks, I encourage you to check out the website. It looks pretty freaking awesome what they have as far as equipment. And, I own a bunch of Gearbox records. I'm sure many of you guys do as well. It's a pretty popular label. They do all sorts of eclectic stuff. So, yeah, that's awesome, man. Craig, hats off to you for going on such an endeavor. I think you're insane, but what else to do?
Well, I am, but I had the same when I told people 5 years ago I was going to open, 6 years ago I was going to open up a record shop. After working in the film industry for so long, they were like, "Are you mad?" There's a HMV just around the corner, literally a block away. I'll give it 6 months, and I was like, "No, I'm doing it. I want to do it. I need to do it." the town needed something, and I figured that it was a record shop. I would much rather give it my best shot, and rather than in 10 years' time think, oh, what if I'd have done that? I wish I'd have done that. I'm just going to do it. Someone was asking, what's the name of your label, Craig? It's going to be exactly the same name as my shop, Analog October Records.
Speaking of the shop, Craig, are you doing a lot of shippings in EU?
Yeah, it all goes to Danny.
I'm starting a record shop. Didn't you guys know that?
Yeah. Yes. We ship worldwide. There's a couple of countries that we won't ship to because they're not.
I hope it's not Romania because
it's not Romania.
Okay.
We've shipped a lot to Romania.
Okay.
No, we ship everywhere basically. And if you're on the website and the shipping option has just kind of, your shipping option isn't there, you just have to send me an email and then I'll ship to you.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Since Brexit, it's been very difficult shipping to the EU. There's a lot more paperwork involved.
Yeah.
But nothing's impossible.
Hey, if we listen to the great former Admiral General of the Russian Federation, Medvedev, he claims in a Twitter thread that the UK will rejoin the EU next year.
Well, it's not the place where I would look for news, but
you never know. Hey,
if it works.
I'll say this: it's become a pain in the ass getting records from Craig, as well as a couple other trinkets and whatnots that I bought over the 8 months that I've been to Hungary. By the way, Hungary, I mean, these guys are freaking nuts with collecting their freaking 27% VAT on everything that comes out of the non-EU, right? I mean, they're religious about it. You will get dinged for it. In fact, because I had it up earlier, I just got this CD. By the way, great title. Can you guys see this? Hang on, let me make it big. Let me make it big. There we go. Hang on. Yeah. There we go. Highly recommended. Killer Japanese jazz.
Is that a blue spec CD?
No, it's a standard. But it was like $12 on Discogs. Anyway, gosh, I hate looking at myself in big screen. Hang on. There we go. They literally dinged me. So this was $12 plus $20 shipping from Japan. I paid like $1.50 VAT to get this to Hungary. I mean, it's freaking crazy. So anyway, whenever Craig sends me stuff, we have this little side hustle going on where the cocaine and all that, I mean, excuse me, all the records and stuff are, buried deep down into the box so that in case someone opens it up, all they see is the records, right? And he always puts a gift note, hey, it's for my wedding. And lo and behold, I come away spending, I don't know, $20 to bring those records in. Hope no one from the Hungarian government is listening into this stream right now.
Could be.
Anyway.
I've never met this man before in my life. But the other thing is, Danny also gets things sent to me to forward on to him because it's a lot simpler than having, a label send him stuff, or and he is a prolific eBayer and Discogs user as well, so he's like our fourth employee, so we get stuff arriving at the shop addressed for him. And I've had to cordon off a corner of my office upstairs, which is we now call K Corner, because invariably there's always a stash of records there for him. And what we do is we wait until there's around about 10 or 15 kilos, and then we box them up and then put those boxes in a box. And I can literally use a whole roll of parcel tape just securing the box. But it will leave us on a Monday, and he'll have it on a Thursday.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
It's okay. It's doing good. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm all for the UK going back into the EU. I mean, yeah, I know. That was a very short-sighted. I mean, I get why they were trying to do it, but dude, it's almost like it's 2022. How do you think this is going to work? Anyway.
Wow. I mean, you're also talking about a year where we had 3 prime ministers, so anything is possible.
Yes. God save the Queen.
It's a nightmare if you order on Discogs, not Discord, and you order from a UK record shop which is not really ready for export. I had that several occasions now, and then I forgot about it, and then I remembered 3 weeks later, and I said, "Oh, sorry, it just got back," because they didn't put the invoice. I think they need to put 3 invoices on top or something like that. So they don't know how to do it, which I can understand. But then also Discogs should just take them off, not being ready for export. So I don't buy from the UK anymore.
Oh, well, we do it properly. So
yes, I'm sure if you know how to do it, it's easy. Yeah. We also ship to England, so it's possible. It is only for some people it's not so easy anymore, and that's a shame.
I don't mean to cut you off, Jan, but I don't have a fork on me. Ladies and gentlemen, Stunty joined us. Holy shit. I am not worthy. Oh, Stunty is here. Wow. That's awesome. No, I know, Jan. I mean, it's become a freaking shit show ordering from the UK. It's I was just a couple of weeks ago, I was getting some mountain bike parts, and I ended up, luckily enough, finding them in Germany. But I was going to have them order it in the UK and then ship it to Craig and have him stuff it in my record box. It's just become a total disaster, freaking disaster ordering stuff from the UK. It's stupid.
The professional ones have there's a lot outside of records, a lot of stores online stores which are shipping to all over Europe and also for clothes or for fashion, and they just basically, when you return to a warehouse in Holland or something like that, because returning yourself back to the UK, it's a nightmare. As an end user, you have to put the invoices on top and everything. That doesn't work.
I think as long as the person who's shipping the records to you is fully compliant and make sure that all the paperwork is in order, but just putting the name and address on and no customs paperwork, that is guaranteed to get sent back to the UK. But as long as the paperwork is there, and the courier that we use here in the UK, their website just makes it so much easier. So it takes me probably about 5 minutes to process Danny's box, and 3 days to send.
I'm sure if you know.
We're talking about a lot of records as well. Danny doesn't buy just 1 or 2. He's unstoppable.
I'm addicted. I'm insane. Isn't there
but
another?
You only have like 40K, right?
What's that?
It's only 40K right now, right?
That's right. Exactly. Isn't there
a couple of more won't hurt?
Yes. Hang on. When buying from UK through Discogs, they get double taxation. One in Discogs and another one in customs here in Spain. Totally incredible. Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
Jorge Alcala Cabreles. Please let me know that I pronounced it correctly. I try my best.
By the way, try to get an amplifier serviced over in Great Britain. It's a treat.
Really?
It's a treat, yeah.
What's the story? That's right. Did you have an intro back?
Basically, it didn't happen. It then got serviced in Germany.
You're kidding.
But we tried to do the paperwork, and also the shipping fees were it was financially nonsense to get it serviced there.
Wow. What's like? I guess what's the hang up? The customs and all that, or
the customs, the paperwork, and the shipping fees. So 2 years ago or before Brexit, I would have paid around 200 euros back and forth for shipping.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's a heavy tube amplifier, so it was crate only shipping. And now it was about 600 or 700 euros for shipping alone.
600 euros from Germany to the UK and back.
To the UK and back, yeah.
You could have driven it here in your car.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm quite sure it's also the freight companies that are adding up.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
price.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Wow.
But I talked to a nice guy over at Econ Audio. They were all nice, and we tried to solve this problem. But then we used a service partner here in Germany.
Wow. That's crazy.
Totally nuts. And here in Germany, it was like $50 for shipping.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, the one thing I'm also realizing, having come from the US, shipping charges in the EU are insane compared to what I'm used to paying in the US. I mean, it's freaking crazy how much money they charge here for shipping stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Yeah, that's what socialism was all about. Taxes. Hey, everything's free. Right.
Oh yeah, and let's talk about the repair. It was one capacitor and one potentiometer for 35 euros.
Wow. Any EAR owners here, or any other UK equipment? I used to own EAR stuff. That was like among my first true high-end systems. I'm trying to remember. It was an EAR integrated amp. What the hell was it? It was the 899. And I had the Phonostage and my Brinkmann Lagrange. That was my first high-end system back in the day.
I'm mostly vintage Japanese and American, and I've got 3 systems in the house, and they're it's mostly sort of vintage Japanese and American stuff. I haven't got any British audiophile pieces in my Don't know why. I've just never really explored that avenue. I've been quite happy with the sound that I get from the stuff that I have.
Have you kept a lot of your system, Danny, or have you sold a lot? Did you take a lot of your hi-fi equipment with you to Budapest? How you say?
Yeah.
Or have you sold a lot?
Budapest. So I got rid of a bunch of turntables that ended up never really being used. I had a couple of Thorns 124s. I had a really nice and clean Bang & Olufsen Biogram 3000. It's not worth much. I mean, you can pick those up on eBay for $200-300. But I never used any of them, and so I got rid of those. I got rid of some amps. Other than that, I kept most everything. So much to the bane of the movers and making sure everything arrives. I'm still convinced that there's boxes missing of stuff. In fact, I just emailed our guy earlier, and I said, "What's the process of checking on if there's any boxes that went missing?" It was 12.5 tons of stuff. The records were 2.5 tons, and the rest was all our stuff, and probably half of it was all the hi-fi shit. So anyway,
what is the weight of the Wilson?
The Wilsons were like 1,000 pounds. Yeah.
Did you get rid of the Dragon in the end?
No, I kept the Dragon. I thought about it. Here's the funny story about the Dragon. So Craig is talking about the Nakamichi Dragon cassette deck. Okay. It probably took me 6 or 7 purchases on eBay. And I only looked for ones that you can actually return, that would accept returns, because there's so many shenanigans going on with these high-end cassette decks now, or over the years, that a lot of people claim it's mint, it's clean, it's been gone through this, that, and the other. And then you open it up and it's like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? So it literally took me like 6 or 7 buys of Dragons to find a genuinely mint copy. And I was like, you know what, man? It took me so long. This is truly a mint machine. if I get rid of this, I'm never going to find another one like it. So I kept it, even though there are pains in the ass to service. I sure hope it works. I haven't connected it yet. I'm waiting for my 4,000 watt step up transformer for all of this gear, because the Nakamichi was 110 volts only. So yeah, I kept the Dragon. I kept the Nagra. I think I'm going to get rid of my 2 Telefunken machines, tape machines that I have, and I'm going to get Arian's new ATR Mark II that he's starting to. Actually, I'm speaking with him tomorrow. I think he's going to start shipping those in January. He's got like 5 built up already. And yeah, I think I'm going to sell my big Telefunkens. You know what? They're just too damn big, man. It's a pain in the ass. I tell you, this move really sort of opened my eyes to just how much crap we accumulated, that it's like, why? You know, really, why do I need 3 amplifiers? I don't, right? Why do I need 5 turntables? I don't. So anyway, yeah, we're still going through boxes. It's the stuff just arrived 2 weeks ago. So there was a lot of Hungarian red tape, as you can imagine. And anyway, it was a giant pain in the to get it all here, but it's here.
Well, I did spy in one of the photos that you sent me, Danny, of all the boxes in that room. I did spy a box that caught my eye, and I sent you a message earlier on about it. So if you don't want that particular box or its contents...
Yes, I'll send it to you. We'll do a trade out.
Yes, I'll happily have that chat with you.
Nice.
I'm going to have to go in a minute because it's
actually. I was literally just looking. Man, when you're having fun, time flies. I didn't realize we've been on this stream for an hour and a half. Holy crap!
I know.
It's a long time.
You guys are just absolutely
really nice, gentlemen.
No,
really
seriously. You guys are awesome. Thank you for participating. Thank you for watching. I literally had no idea that we would have anywhere from 80 to 95 people on this stream. Big thumbs up to everyone. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. We'll do this again in January for sure. Maybe I'll have my stuff set up by then, and I can do a room tour, even though I hate doing those, but maybe we'll do a room tour. And yeah, stay safe. Thanks for joining. And yeah, we'll chat soon. Oh, hit the like button. Somebody mentioned that in the comments way earlier. Yes. I didn't realize you can hit a like button in the stream too.
And subscribe.
And subscribe, yes. Like and subscribe. Like you mean it. Smash that button.
And Happy New Year to all of you.
Yes.
Happy New Year. And
everyone.
Danny, thank you for the 1 hour and 33 minutes of fame that you offered us today.
Thank you,
the guys in the peanut gallery.
You guys are awesome.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. See you all.
Guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Cheers.